Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today's video is going to be another back to school video, but in this video I'm going to be sharing with you a bunch of advice and tips and tricks on how to have the best year ever. I did a video kind of similar to this back in the summer where I shared with you how not to waste your summer, so this is kind of going to be like a little bit similar to that, but basically just 10 tips on how to have the best year ever and to stay really organized and just to have a really good time at school. And if you guys have not entered my back to school giveaway, I will have a link on the screen somewhere here. You guys should definitely go enter. I'm giving away $1,000 worth of school supplies and stuff, so definitely go check out that video and enter the contest to win all of the goodies. And without further ado, let's jump into the video. Alright, so my first tip for you guys is to get into a routine, whether that be something you do every single morning or every single night, but getting into a routine and getting into it kind of fast when you get back to school is super key, because I feel like people really do thrive off of having a routine. It just is a familiar thing, it makes you more productive, it keeps you on task, and it's just a really good thing to do. So something that I always kept a routine when I was in school is I would keep Sunday nights off for me time. I would do a face mask, I would do a hair mask, I would just kind of relax before my busy week of school ahead. But this can also mean like making your bed every single morning, having a good breakfast, or having breakfast with your family, different things like that. And having a routine is going to help you kind of really organize yourself for the school year. And my second tip is maybe a little bit more difficult for you younger ones, but maybe you are someone that likes to say yes to absolutely everything, but that can lead to being run down and overstressed and overworking yourself. And so my tip is basically learning when to say no, because that can be a really hard thing to learn growing up. I know I always wanted to be involved with absolutely everything, but I would be so run down that I would get sick at the end of it. So being smart about what you choose to allot your time to is really, really important, whether you're in middle school, high school, or college, or even graduated. Learning how to say no is kind of an important task, and just knowing how to prioritize yourself so you don't overspread yourself and get sick. So I hope that all made sense. My third piece of advice is to avoid drama and gossip and just kind of worry about yourself and your well-being. It is totally okay if someone comes up to you and starts gossiping and says something about someone else and you just politely tell them you don't care to listen because you don't want to get involved. I think that's super, super respectable, and it's just something that is kind of important to learn at a very young age, because if you start to gossip and different things, everything, like karma is so real and it will come back to bite you in the butt. So just know that going into the school year, to kind of have that mindset to be like, you know, treat people how you want to be treated, and I think that everything will work out well for you. And just surround yourself with people that are genuine friends, and if you end up losing a friend along the way, that's totally fine, because you don't need them in your life anyway. Tip number 4 is knowing which classes to focus more of your energy on, because we all have those classes that are a little bit easier for us and we don't really need to spend as much time on the homework or the studying or anything, just because we kind of get it. But there definitely are those classes that are a little bit more difficult and you kind of need to take some extra time to study and to review things. So just kind of know that going in. If you're not strong in math and you want to take some extra time this year to actually get a really good grade, then just kind of keep that in the back of your mind as you go forward with the semester. Tip number 5 is something I especially think is a really important one for having a great year, and that is attending school events. Whether that be supporting the musical theater club, putting on their production, or going to a sports game, anything like that is going to be so much fun to do with your friends. It's going to be memories, and you're also supporting the school, which I think is really awesome. Honestly, I wish I went to more events when I was in high school. I mean, college, they didn't really have anything like that when I went, or at my college in particular, but I definitely wish I went to a little more high school activities. I mean, I was involved in dance, but I definitely could have gone to more sports games or just different things like that. That would have made my year a little bit more fun. Now for me personally, this one I feel like is kind of important, because whenever I got right back into school in September, I always got sick, because you are going from hanging out in your own home with your own germs to a huge school with a bunch of people and a bunch of germs. So always carry hand sanitizer with you and wash your hands frequently, because it sucks missing school for a sickness when you have a million tests and quizzes and different assignments due. So definitely bring your hand sanitizer to get rid of the sickness and the germs. Number 7 is knowing that it is okay to have bad days. I feel like as a student, we put so much pressure on ourselves to get all the work done and to do really well that sometimes it can just kind of all come flooding in and you have a really crap day. And just know that that's okay. It's gonna pass by. Sometimes you just need to take a minute for yourself, listen to your music, not talk to anyone, and that is totally, totally okay. Tomorrow's another day and you can try again, or you know, when you get home and you don't want to do any homework and you just want to go to sleep, that's totally okay too. Personally, I think that every once in a while it's good to have those refresh days because, you know, like I said, being a student's really stressful. Tip number 8 is something your teacher and your parents probably tell you all the time, and that is to start your projects ahead of time, or your studying, or literally anything, because it's going to be so much easier when you start everything ahead of time and not leave it all to the last minute. If you want to stay organized and be a really prepared student and just kind of have all your ducks in a row, this is probably the most key thing to do, just because the sooner you get things done, the sooner you can work on other things and just be done all of the things ahead of time and be like, wow, I have a Friday night off, let's go to the movies. Tip number 9 for you guys is kind of a little bit more like a DIY, but for those of you going into college or maybe your senior year of high school, I think this is really, really special, and that is basically just to take a bunch of pictures throughout the year, like loads of pictures, whether that be Polaroids or just on your camera phone. I don't know why I said camera phone, I just meant your phone. And basically take a bunch of pictures, accumulate them all at the end of the year, print them out in physical form, and put them in an album. I think this would be so, so special to look back on, and I kind of wish I did that, but I just think that would be a really great idea, and it's good to have all the memes in physical form. And my last little piece of advice for you guys is to stay creative. I know that being a student can be super overwhelming with a bunch of tests and quizzes and all this other work, but do take time every once in a while to do something you enjoy, that relaxes you, that puts you in a fresh mindset, whether that be coloring, baking, using a face mask, taking a bath, literally doing a DIY project. There's so many different options, and I'm sure there's something out there that you like to do that definitely like puts you in that Zen mode and kind of just refreshes your brain, kind of makes you think a little bit differently. So definitely do more of those more often, because like I said, being a student is stressful. I can hear Noodle. And you definitely want to take some time for yourself every once in a while. I am glistening to the nines because it is so freaking hot in here. I'm about to die, so I'm glad this video is over. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, because I would like to know if you would like to see more videos like this from me in the future. And like I said, don't forget to enter my back to school giveaway, $1,000 worth of makeup and school supplies. That's adorable, so definitely go enter that. And you can check out my previous videos over here, and I will chat with you guys in my next video. Have a great day. Bye.